your family that lives here? How you doing? My name is Doug Pop. I'm a journalist. I'd like to talk to you. You the guys that called in, something fell from the sky May 1st. Would you be willing to talk to me? I'd like to talk to the people who called in the complaint on May 1st, 12:30 in the morning, reference to something falling out of the sky.
Yeah, there's some. We just gotta keep the information a little bit locked right now.
Angel.
Yeah.
Can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Can you get his plate? His license plate?
Okay, I'm gonna get your license plate. Talk to me. Let me know what's going on.
Okay. Did you see something fall from the sky?
I did.
Okay. We're at the house now. Can you tell me where it was, where you saw it fall from? They said about 12:30 in the morning on May 1st.
It was around 12 o'clock. I saw it at 12 o'clock.
It's here earlier. It's about 10 o'clock this morning.
Yeah. You know, I saw something fall from the sky, something weird activity. What do you hear? You know, I don't want to don't want to get into this mess, but what do you hear? Heard?
I heard you reported something fell from the sky,
Yeah.
and you saw some people or somebody in the yard,
Okay.
and the officers came out and took a report.
Yeah.
When they came out, were they professional? Did they handle everything correctly, you think, when they came out?
They did not.
They didn't?
No, the first cops, no.
What didn't they do?
I told them what happened. They got scared and they left.
They what?
They got scared and they left. I know it's crazy to believe, huh? I know it's crazy if you don't believe in UFOs and stuff, but...
You tell me the officers two officers, according to the dispatch log that I have, responded out here. I don't have the name. I got the names, but it's at home. And they cleared. They said they were over here. It looks like about a half hour, and then they cleared. So you're saying that they...
May 1st? The cops? You talking about?
Okay, the call came in May 1st at 00:29, which is midnight 29
correct.
minutes after midnight.
Yeah.
The call came in, and the dispatch logs, I don't have it with me, but the dispatch log said, callers say something fell from the sky, and there's things or something walking around in their yard, sitting inside a forklift or something.
Yeah.
And they said they don't look like they're human. That's what's in the log.
Yeah, that's what
And
I
then
told
about 20 minutes, I don't have the time in my head.
Yeah.
2 units came out here, and then at some point in time, about a half hour later, they cleared. Is that basically what happened that night?
That's something what happened, you know. I don't want to talk too much about it, but it's something, you know, we can talk in private if you want. Not the phones or, you know, anything. I know you guys, but I can talk to you in private.
Did somebody tell you not? Let me ask you this. Did any other journalists come out here and talk to you since this happened? Any other reporter?
No, just a news reporter, that's it.
Just a news reporter? Who was it? Which one? What news?
I can't, they told me not to say.
They told you not to say anything?
They told me not to say.
Was that recently, or was that like after this thing happened?
Recently, like a couple days ago.
A couple days ago? From Vegas? A Vegas reporter?
From Vegas, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did anybody, after the police left, the next day since they left, did anybody from any government organization come back here and talk to you about anything?
Not the gov, just saw some, you know, couple of government stuff, but that's about it. They never talked to me.
They didn't talk to you? How do you know they were government?
I saw their plate. Just turn off the phone. I'll tell you everything. Just turn off the phone, please. I'm sorry.
You don't want me to record you? Okay.
And now we have Angel. You there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Tell me from the start what happened in the early morning hours of May 1st. Maybe it would have been before, April 30th, around midnight. Tell me in your own words what you saw, and then I'm not going to interrupt you. And then at the end, I'll ask you some questions. So go ahead and start.
Okay, so I was in my backyard in front of the house. I was fixing a truck with my dad and my brother, and we're moving this car, and then out of nowhere we just see something. We heard a noise, but as the noise was coming down, you can see a big light reflecting it, and when it fall down, you can feel the big impact. And when the impact fall, you couldn't see nothing. It was all blurry. But the vision I saw was blurry, and you couldn't see nothing in the backyard. But when it fell down, you could feel a big impact when it fell down, and there was smoke everywhere, and your eyes get blurry, and then the only thing you can see is footsteps, and It was all blurry, footsteps. That was it. That was a very scary experience. You couldn't, like, how can I say this? Like, your soul was out of your body. You couldn't really talk too much, and from there, I called my mom. My dad came outside, and we saw something walking. And then we walked in the backyard, and we see a creature. We see a creature peeking, and it was a very big creature, maybe like a silver color or green color. It was you could see it's naked, it's shiny, big eyes, big head, the very long legs, skinny body stretched out, and it just looked at us. And when we looked at it, we got scared, and we ran back to the backyard where we were fixing the car.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were fixing the car, and me and my brother, we saw it again standing up, looking at us, and it was kind of close to me. And I saw it, and then when you look at it, you get stuck in your head, and your legs get very heavy.
Right.
And I don't know, it's like kind of like a sleep paralysis. You can move, and you just look in the eyes, and then you get stuck in it, and then you can hear it breathing. What I was thinking when it fell down, I think it hurt himself because he was breathing very loud, and his leg was kind of like bent, like a broken leg, if that makes sense.
You say when it was walking, the legs appear to be bent?
When I saw it like standing up on his two legs,
mm-hmm.
the legs were like bent in a way. I don't know if they're like that but I saw the legs were like bent on the side, and it was breathing very like when I heard it breathing, I heard him breathe in my mind. If that makes sense.
And when I was out there early this afternoon, your father pointed to a metal pole in the backyard and said it was about that height. And I stood next to it. I'm 6 feet tall, and that put it about over 8 feet tall. Is that about the height that you saw?
It's around 9, maybe close to 10. I really didn't, but yeah, it was very tall. It was a very tall creature, but I saw it very tall.
How many of these things did you see?
What I'm thinking, I think there's 2 of them.
2?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, let's get back to, explain to me, when you said you saw this thing fall, or whatever it was, were your eyes blurry, or was the object blurry?
The object, I couldn't see nothing.
But not your eyes?
In a way, no, my eyes, no. Because when I looked back in the front yard, everything was visible. And my brother was there too. When you look where, the landing happened, when you look there, like the whole backyard was blurry in a way. It was foggy.
Okay. Did you see physically fire, smoke, or what did you think this was that was surrounding the craft?
Maybe, I don't know, it was very blurry. I couldn't really see nothing. But maybe I saw dust. And so that's about it. But I know that I saw blurry. I couldn't see nothing.
Okay. Then did there come a time when the blurry object went away and you didn't see anything there? Is that correct?
No, I never saw the thing that fell down. Well, I never saw like the correct me if I'm wrong, but like the UFO.
Right.
Put it like that. I never saw the thing, but I heard it and I felt it.
And then when you looked in that direction, you couldn't see anything because the area where this thing supposedly crashed was blurry, right?
Correct. Yes, correct.
Okay. And
but after like 5 to 6 seconds, I saw everything again.
And then what did you see after 5, 6 seconds?
After 5, 6 seconds, I saw somebody like a tall figure running, and it was naked, and it would just run fast. I saw it walk from left to right very fast.
Did you see where it went after that point?
No, I went behind the forklift.
Okay. Okay. Let's go back to did you see something fall from the sky before you saw this thing in the backyard? Did you see something fall from the sky?
I saw directly when it fell, like straight from the sky down to our house.
And what did it look like when it was coming down?
It was like how can I say this? It kind of looked like an object. It wasn't like I saw like how can I say this? Like round, let's put it that way, round, and it was like lights, like it was light, like it was like a shield with light on it. Like there was so many lights, big light though, very bright.
And what color? What
The light
color
I
was the
kinda
bright
saw,
light? What color was the bright light?
maybe like a bluish green, and then in the end it was. Oh, actually, I saw sparks when I fell down. I saw a lot of sparks.
Sparks when it was falling, or when it hit the ground?
When it hit the ground, I saw sparks. I forgot to mention that, but it was like reddish sparks, and when I saw it from the sky, it was a greenish color, and when it fell down, it turned red and then blue, and then when I the last thing I saw was sparks, a little bit sparks.
Okay. And I was out there early this afternoon. I spoke to your brother and your father, and your father told me basically the same thing that you said, and they said, okay. Now, what happened after that? Tell me exactly what you did after that. What happened?
After that, when my sight went back to normal, I heard a lot of footsteps, and I kind of in a way I heard like a little bit of like voices. But I did hear a lot of footsteps everywhere. Like you could feel them behind you, in front of you, on the side of you, and everywhere. And in a way, you get goosebumps everywhere. You feel like you're in a dream because like you get a lot of goosebumps. It's a very scary experience. After that, me and my dad, we walked to the backyard all the way on the wall.
Right.
And then we were walking back. As we were walking back, we saw in the forklift, we saw one of them inside looking at us, and it had big eyes. And like it looks at you when you're walking. It looks at you when you're walking, and it blinks, and you can see it blink and everything.
And now at this point, one of them is inside the forklift,
Yes.
like sitting down.
Yes.
Okay. Where did they go from that point?
From that point, me and my dad ran. Oh, actually, when you look at it, you can't run. You cannot run because your legs get very heavy in a way. Like you really can't move that much. But as soon as we ran back where our yard is, and then from there we just called the cops, and the cops came, and there was nothing no more.
And what happened when the police came?
The police came, so I called them all day. I don't know if you have a police call, but there's two creatures in the backyard, and has big eyes and silver looking, greenish, big eyes, and the police like, oh yeah, we gotta send a cop. When the two cops came, I told them everything what happened, and in a way they got scared. When they walked in the backyard, they're like, I feel goosebumps, and they're like, and they just like they told us, if you see anything like that again, try to give us a call. But they told you guys, don't give us a call. If you have a gun, shoot it. That's what they told us.
They said if you have a gun, and your father has open carry, right?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. When did you observe this circle in the gravel?
When the cops came.
And the time on the photographs. The time on the photographs, just so that the audience, ladies and gentlemen, when I'm playing this recording into the podcast, you'll see the photographs on the screen. I saw, when I was up there this afternoon, what looked like to be a circle, a depression inside the gravel in this rear yard of this family's home. And Angel actually snapped photographs. You'll see that on the screen. And it says 1:37 a.m. on May 1st, and it's pretty clear of what you're looking in there. It is a circle. Now, when I was up there this afternoon, I didn't see any burn marks. I didn't see any debris. There was nothing like something was burned into the ground. But the photograph you're looking at on the screen was taken by Angel while the police, the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department officers were there at 1:37 in the morning on May 1st. Okay, so what happened after the police left?
After the police left, we just went inside, and the only thing you could hear like voices, and they were walking on the roof. Like I heard footsteps on the roof. They trying to open the door, and like you get goosebumps. We couldn't really sleep that night. I didn't sleep that night.
Okay, what are you saying? Is somebody on the roof? Was that the police, or was that these things before the police got there?
No, I'm talking after the police left. We went inside the house because so when I called the cops, they took around 30 minutes to get here.
Right.
Around there, 25, 30 minutes. when they came over, they looked at everything. Not really. They didn't even look at it like they didn't. They didn't really like. They didn't look up anything. They just. He told me, "Wow, look at the circle." He told me, my partner, she saw a light around 12 a.m. So like, I do believe you about this. And he was, I don't want to, make fun of them, but they're very like scared because they know that it was real. It wasn't something I faked it or nothing. And actually, one of the cops told me, he showed me the circles, like, look at this. He's like, well, was this here? I was like, no. He showed me the circle. He's like, look at that. And all of us were.
And that's when he took the photograph?
Yes.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you know from our first two podcasts, when I covered this exclusively on the first one and the second one, I also talked about the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department going onto that property. And when I spoke to the mother, that was May 19th. That was last Friday when she said they came out and they stole the surveillance cameras. But when I was up there this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, the cameras were gone. And you'll hear Angel talk about that in a second. But I did notice another camera that was lower on the pole that I couldn't see when I was out there on Friday, May 19th, and it's facing the rear yard. Angel, tell me what that camera is and who put that one there.
Okay, the camera that was on the property already.
Right.
It's the owner's. So the owner has a lot of stuff in the back, like motorhomes and trailers. So he has to protect his own stuff.
And
so
and is that recorded? That's recorded?
Yes.
Okay.
It does record.
Tell me what you found out about what was recorded on that camera. Tell me what you told me this afternoon as how you know it. You know what we're talking about. You told me this afternoon in the backyard and your father what happened with that camera. Tell the people what was going on with that.
Okay, so the owners, they show the footage to the cops, and the cops said that at probably 11:50 something, a couple minutes before that happened, the floor was perfect. Like the dirt was plain normal. Like there was no circle or nothing. And then it cut off the camera, and then I let 12 or maybe 12:03, 12:05, I don't know, a couple minutes after, the print was there, the circle.
So,
but in the camera, there's nothing on it. Like there's no light, no nothing.
So I'm clear here, because this is what you told me this afternoon, and basically the same thing saying here. The surveillance camera that's in the backyard that I saw is being recorded through the phone line or something through the owner who's off that property. And the cops went out there to look at the video, and then you're saying they told you that before this thing came down that you saw, a couple of minutes before, the ground where you have the photographs, ladies and gentlemen, you're seeing it on the screen here, there was no depression in the gravel. Then about 2, maybe 3 minutes, you say, or whatever you say, they're telling you that the surveillance camera went out, and when it came back on the recording, they now see the depression in the ground. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and the camera did not record anything actually physically coming down or crashing in the ground, except that the ground was normal, and then after it came back on, the circle that you took a picture of was there.
Correct.
Okay, and did it come any time when you saw something, now that it's on the ground, take off from the ground and go into the air? Did you see anything like that?
No.
So you don't have any idea what this thing was or where it went, right? What happened to it once it made that circle?
Correct, because it was all blurry. I could see nothing.
Okay, and I want to get to the blurriness so people understand.
Yes.
Was it your eyes that were blurry, or was it something that was around this thing, whatever it was, that was blurry, that was keeping you from seeing what it was?
That's exactly what it was, because my eyes were blurry. What I saw was blurriness.
So you couldn't really see what it was. Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
At a certain point, at a certain point, it was all blurry, and that's about it.
And then when it became not blurry, what did you see at that point?
When it wasn't blurry no more,
Right.
I saw the creatures. When I told you, I saw the big, tall figure, alien-looking thing standing up and looking at us.
But you didn't see any type of craft. Once the blurriness went away from around this thing, you didn't see anything falling, anything there, right? Just the creatures.
No, there's a creature.
And
the only thing I saw was the light. Hold on.
The light coming down. And you don't know where these things went when you saw them. They went where they went, right? Okay. Were there, when the cops got there, were there any type of footprints in the ground that night? Did you see that didn't belong to you?
The next morning I did because it was nighttime. I couldn't really see nothing. You know, we were all scared, and you know, it was very like in a way it was traumatizing because you know it was a lot on our head because it was like wow, we just saw the creatures. And but the next morning, me, my dad, and my parents, we went in the backyard to check, and exactly where the circle is, there's footprints coming out of the circle. And I walked all over the yard. You could see big footsteps.
And how big were the footprints, do you think?
Maybe 15 inches, maybe.
Okay. Did you take photographs of those?
I did not.
Okay. Did they look like a human footprint or a shoe or anything like that?
No.
No?
No. Actually, the not only was there a footprint, but it was very deep. Like what I'm thinking, I think they were heavy because it was very deep in the dirt, in the rocks.
Okay. The first two police officers that came out, and I talked about that in the first podcast. You told me you saw that, you know, half the podcast. Were they two males or was a male and a female the first night, May 1st?
2 males.
Two males? Did there come a time when other police officers came back and spoke to you and your family?
Yes, on May 6th, I think, a couple days after.
And who were they?
2 sergeants. There were 2 males, sergeants.
And why did they say they came back?
Supposedly that the other officers they didn't do a good job investigating what happened, and they were just gonna come and check if nothing was stolen. They're like maybe it's a human. They probably stole some catalytic converters, or you know, they were trying to find fingerprints or stuff like that, and they just left. But they came very late, around 12 something, I think.
So it was 12:30 in the morning, so it would have been dark. It wouldn't have been during the day, 12:30 a.m.
No, in the nighttime. In the midnight.
Okay. And ladies and gentlemen, there's photographs that I'll show on the screen of the officers in the backyard at that time. Now, tell me about the police coming out and putting the surveillance cameras that I already talked about and showed them on the earlier podcast. Tell me about why they told you they put those in there.
They're like, well, there's a lot of media. I'm telling you what the detectives told me. They're like, there's a lot of media, and we try to put a camera in the backyard. There's somebody trying to jump the fence. They told me it's for your protection and your family. So we got to put a camera in the backyard so journalists cannot jump, or, you know, people trying to jump the backyard. Supposedly there's like a lot of people that knew about it. So.
And when I came back today, obviously the surveillance cameras that the police installed weren't there. When did they come out and take those out, and why did they tell you they pulled them out?
It was around, I think what's the day, May 17th?
No, today's the 27th. I was there last Friday. Your mom said they put them in on the 19th, and then when they're not there now. So what between Friday the 19th and today, would you remember when they came out and why they told you they pulled them off?
They took them out around 3 days ago, and they told me they took them out because that one of the cameras or both of the cameras went bad, and they're gonna fix them and put it back. That's what they told me. So
they told you they're going to fix them and put it back in there. Okay. As far as you know, Angel, did your family request the police to put those cameras in, or did they just say they put them in and they got permission from the owner? That's what your mom said. Or did you say, we want you to put cameras in because we're afraid? Do you know anything about that?
They asked permission from us and the owner, and we said yeah.
For the purpose of, because they said that media would be coming out there?
Correct.
Okay. After this thing happened on May 1st, how many media or other people came out to your house and talked to you or were looking around the house? Just give me an estimate.
I never pull anybody in the backyard except for you, like journalists or people like podcast people. But the news channel came, the people from the news and some other people too, some big names came over, but you know, around 2-3 people maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's about it. They want to do an interview with me, but you know, I don't want to do it.
So what did they take pictures of? Did they go in the backyard?
No, I did not. I did not put it in the backyard.
Okay. Okay. And I asked you this before, it's just because this is an investigative podcast, and your father gave me told me what he said too, and I asked both your dad and you and your brother was there. I said, is any part of this that you told me and what you told me the other day for the podcast on the interview and what you told the police, is any part of this a hoax, made up, embellished?
No.
Okay. Okay. What do you think this? What do you think this? Just give me your opinion here. This is strictly your opinion. What do you think it was, and what do you think that creature was that was walking around?
Well, I think it was. I don't know. It looked demonic to me. It looked very. So it's not a good thing, but it looked like like an alien. Like if you go on Google, you put alien. That's exactly what it looks like. But kind of different because the eyes look different and the body and yeah. For me, this is something that alien. That's my opinion.
Okay, and I asked you and your dad, and ladies and gentlemen, you're seeing the photographs that Angel took the early morning hours of May 1st at 1:37. And when I was up there today, it's not as identifiable as it was there, but you could actually see there is a circle impression in the ground in the rear yard. It's more pronounced in that photograph that they took on the early morning hours of May 1st. And you, your daddy, your family did not make that circle, right?
Nope.
Okay. Okay. What is the last contact you had with the police on this? When was the last contact, and what did they say the last time any police officer spoke to you about this?
On May, when the police officers came and took off the cameras about it, that was the last time I ever talked to one of them.
Okay. And I asked you this the other day on the podcast, and then I asked you, has any other organization, anything from the government, ever been out and physically interview you? In other words, says, I'm from A, B, and C, and I need to do it. Has that happened?
Well, the only thing that they trying to talk to me was the news people and some other people too, some YouTubers and stuff. But actually, I forgot to mention this, but on May 6th, when the two sergeants came, and around in the afternoon, there was I was working on my truck. Me and my brother, we were outside in the yard, and a government truck passed by the house, and it was like kind of going slow, and there was 3 people inside with sunglasses and a suit, and in maybe 2010 Chevy Suburban, maybe it was black Suburban, and I ran after the truck so I could see the plates, and the only thing I saw from the plate was the U.S. government, a white plate with American flag in it. And
did the vehicle stop or just keep on going?
No, it just keep on going. When I ran to it, they just went very fast, and then the corner just disappeared. I went with my truck to go look for them. I couldn't.
And you clearly saw the white U.S. government tag on this vehicle.
Correct.
Okay, and nobody contacted you from the government after that, or even before. Is that correct?
No, never.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been talking to Angel, and he is the gentleman I spoke to in the first podcast, episode 142. You'll see that 8-minute audio clip that was taken off of the video, and again in this exclusive interview with him, and then this podcast that you're looking at now. I gave the family my word, as I did when I was out there a week ago, that I would not identify them by last name, give the location, their address, or anyway. Now, according to what Angel said, there are some news people that know, and other people have been out there, but I'm not going to do it because I know this could lead to a lot of people going up there and just bothering and harassing the family. Now, if more people find out about it, it's certainly not going to be from me. Angel, is there anything else you want to tell me about this?
I was gonna tell you about when I saw the government truck. It was on May 6th, and actually that same later on the day, it was already nighttime. It was probably around 10 o'clock, maybe.
Right.
In the backyard, there was a drone, and it just left. was a drone in the backyard. So
What do you mean there was a drone? How do you know it was a drone?
it was a drone. I saw it. It was a drone. It was kind of bigger. Like how can I? Maybe like 20 inches, maybe big drone.
Like somebody could have had a drone trying to take pictures of the backyard from your property?
Maybe, yeah. But it had police lights on it. It had blue and red police lights on it.
It had blue and
I don't
red.
know. It might be the police. I don't know.
And what night was this?
But I just saw it. It was on May 6th around 10 p.m.
Okay. Okay.
Anytime before midnight.
I asked you this afternoon with your father, and you gave me an answer, but I just want the people to hear it. You know what, and I told you what a biohazard suit looks like. That
Yes, I
okay, and I asked you, could it have been a human being in some type of a biohazard suit? You know, they have the hoods on, and sometimes they look dark. There's different versions of them, and you don't think that was what it could have been, right?
No, it was not. I'm 100% sure it's not because I saw everything. The whole. Oh, actually, I forgot to mention this. When I saw it standing, when it looked at us, it had a light on it, like a light was reflecting on it, and no, it was not a human because you could look at it. It was very tall. There's no human being 9 foot tall, 10 foot tall.
Right.
But I saw it. It was naked. You could see the stomach moving. You could see the rib cage. Everything. You could see everything. And it had big heads, like big heads. And the eyes too were big.
And what did the eyes look like?
The one I saw inside the forklift,
Right.
they were like a neon, maybe. Like it had bright light eyes. And then the one I saw standing had human eyes. Like you could see big particles and like the eyes, you could see the blink and everything. You could see eyelashes too.
You could see eyelashes also?
Yes, I did see. They were very big. Like you could when it blinked, like it looked at you and blinking, it was moving. It was something scary that it's not human.
Okay. Anything else you want to say?
No.
Okay.
That's about it, yeah.
Okay. And again, let me ask you this, and I don't mean any disrespect. I asked your dad the same question, and he told me no. This is not a hoax. None of this is made up. You didn't do this for attention or because if you did, people do that all the time. They'll see something in the sky and they'll say, okay, let me add stuff into it. So this is not a hoax. Is that correct?
Nope.
Okay. And ladies and gentlemen,
I saw what I saw. Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I saw what I saw. My brother saw it. My dad saw it. I don't drink. We don't drink. We don't do drugs. None of that. We were wide awake. We were not sleepy. Nothing like that. We were working in our car and we saw that. And
Okay. Well, thanks for the interview. And if you got my number to call me if anything else comes up. I also want to be notified if anybody comes out there, especially from the government, and talks to you. And let me ask you one more question. When the police were out there, did any of the police tell you at any time not to talk to anybody about this?
Well, they told me do whatever you want, but they're like, if I was you, just ignore them, try not to talk to them. That's what they told me. And
when I talked to you the other day on that 6-minute, you said that somebody told you that you said it's supposed to be kept secret. Who told you not to say anything about it if it wasn't the police?
Somebody told me. Like, try not to talk about it too much. Try not to have a problem with the government. So that's what I was, I wasn't trying to, because if it was something that I want to spread a lot, I would have gone on the news already. But it's not. Well, they told me try not to talk about it too much and kind of keep it a secret. I was like, okay.
And who told you that? Who told you that?
I really came in.